Hello YouTube, you've reached Lightning Force, and today I'm going to show you how to replace a hard drive in an iMac PC. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the first thing you want to do is put suction cups towards the top of the screen on the glass, and then you can go ahead and pull it out. There's part of it there. Try and do all this one-handed. As you can see, I popped the top off and everything just kind of comes right out. Just be very careful. There we go. Real simple. It's all magnetic, so it just attaches right on. Now you just set the iMac PC down on the table, face down, and go ahead and use a Phillips head screwdriver and take the RAM door out. So here's the Phillips head right here. Once you do that, go ahead and pull the RAM door out. And then you want to take the memory out. You should just sit in like a piece of plastic tab to pull it out. Just go ahead and pull it out. The next step is use a T8 screwdriver and take out the 12 screws that are right around the bezel, right around that area. So go ahead and unscrew each and every one. The next step is to remove the front bezel. Just always start from the top. Lightly push on the top corners of the screen with your thumbs. Don't put too much pressure. You don't want to risk cracking the screen. The bezel slides out from the top. There will be a small cable to disconnect, which is your camera. Go ahead and disconnect that, and then slide out. You are now going to remove all 8 T8 screws that is holding the LCD screen in place on the right and left side. Let's get started. The next step is you're simply just going to pull the screen out from the frame, being very careful, making sure you're not pulling out too hard. You don't want to snap any cables. Looking at the iMac PC, the hard drive is now exposed. Now that I removed the LCD screen, you can see the serial ATA cable and the power connector on the left hand side as you're looking straight at the PC. And there is a connector that snaps right onto the chassis. Simply push down on it and pull, and everything snaps right out. There are cables that you need to loosen up to move out of the way. These Wi-Fi antennas, just be very careful with them. They're simply taped right on. So all you have to do is take the tape out, and then simply disconnect your serial ATA and your power connector. drive is now removed. And this is just a standard PC, 7200 RPM, 250 gigabyte serial ATA hard drive. Alright, back to your serial ATA hard drive that you just removed from your iMac PC. Go ahead and grab your T8 screwdriver and unscrew both screws that is holding the frame, your hard drive mount. Go ahead and disconnect it. There's one screw there and one screw there. And back on the other side of the hard drive that was mounted towards the bottom, there's two little screws. You want to disconnect those. Those are the ones that just slid right into the chassis. There you go. We have now removed your hard drive from your mount. Now we can go ahead and install the new one. Alright, we're ready to install our 2 terabyte serial ATA desktop 3.5 inch hard drive into our iMac Power PC, or iMac PC, excuse me. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your serial ATA and your power connector is on the left hand side, and then you want to go ahead and flip everything over upside down. So facing right here, while you're looking at the drive upside down, power connector and serial ATA on the left hand side, you want to take the mount that mounts to your chassis and make sure the lip that you press on to release it is facing upwards while you're facing the bottom of the hard drive, just like that. Take your T8 screwdriver and torque down those screws. Then what you want to do is you want to flip the other side of the drive, and you want to put the little screws, little T8 screws that mount directly in your chassis, and put them in. So I'll go ahead and screw those down. Alright. As you can see, just like before, everything mounts this way directly in your PC. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we are now going to install the serial ATA hard drive onto the iMac. So you want the lip facing upwards, the mount, and then the bottom bolts always stay on the bottom. The bottom of the drive facing outwards towards you, and the connectors on the left. Simply just mount. First you want to plug it in. Okay. Now you want to mount those 2 screws directly on the chassis. There's 2 little holes that it mounts right on the rubber pieces, and then just snaps right in place. There it is. Simple as that. Now we're going to connect your LCD screen right back onto the PC. We're going to start with your power inverter. Connect those connectors right back where they were. Actually, we'll start with the ribbon cable. It's actually a lot easier. So we'll do that first. now we'll connect your inverters. Make sure your microphone, actually that's the Wi-Fi. I don't know why I was thinking microphone. This thing was basically just sticking to the hard drive like that. Now your inverter. Got the bottom inverters connected. Now we can just rest this screen right here and then connect this connector up here. It's kind of easy to get to. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Alright, so I just connected this cable right back on this corner. Just putting everything back that we unplugged earlier. Pretty easy. Okay, get that tape back on. Now we got the inverters on the top. Just slide this over. There you go. Alright, now we just simply rest the screen right back onto the chassis, which everything should just slide right in. There it is. So now that we got the screen plugged in, let's see if I can line this up. There we go. Now that everything's plugged in, I do have this little ribbon cable on top hanging. Just make sure that's there so that you can plug in your front bezel. You have a small microphone that connects from the bezel, so you want to make sure you have that cable sitting out. Now you're going to go ahead and put the screws back in. Alright, let's grab your short little screws. These screws have like a little gap towards the top of them, so make sure you're using the right screws. There's 8 screws. We're going to go ahead and put them in now. Now we're going to attach the bezel. Make sure that you screw in the microphone. Okay, now that that's attached, I'm going to shove that cable right down inside behind the screen towards the right. Then what you want to do is you start with the bottom. So kind of latch the bottom upward position, and then tuck the cable back in, and there it is. Time to screw this frame together. The longer screws go on the bottom. Make sure you put the longer ones only on the bottom. And then you put the shorter ones on. Now you're going to give your screen a good wipe. Make sure it's clean, free from any fingerprints or debris. You don't want that showing up. You put your glass back on. Perfect. Now the glass. Okay. Now we're ready to attach it. Let's put the memory right back in there. Basically, the grooves will be towards the right, on the right side. Simply just slide it right in. And the plastic tabs go right back in, tuck it in. And this one as well, on the left side, you want to keep the grooves on the right. Slide it in. There you go. Now you want to go ahead and put in the cover, the RAM cover. Should just pop right in. There we go. And then screw it on with your little screwdriver. There you go. Nice and flush. Alright, we're all set. We've installed our 2 terabyte serial ATA 3.5-inch desktop hard drive upgrade into our 2007 iMac PC. We are now complete. We're ready to install the latest compatible Mac OS X software on this machine. You could install up to 6 gigabytes of RAM in it, even though the manufacturer says 4. Just make sure you're using PC2 5300 notebook memory. As long as it's PC 5300 speed, DDR2, on this 2007 model, you can run 4 gigabytes on one slot, special order that, and then you can also run the 2 gigabytes on the secondary slot, and you are all set. Thank you for watching.